What's on guys, we're back with a brand new video. In today's video we'll be talking all things Max Lynch about his new trade to the Hawthorn Football Club, all the details, what this means for both sides and all that type of stuff. So before we do get in this video, make sure to drop a like on this video and subscribe for more videos like this and AFL content the whole summer. So without further ado, let's get into it. But before we do get into it, make sure to go down below and hit that subscribe button because we're trying to hit 1,000 subscribers before the end of the year, so if you can help make that happen, that'll be absolutely amazing. So in this trade, Hawthorn do receive Max Lynch, a round 3 selection, a round 4 selection for 2022, and the Pies do receive in return 2 round 3 selections. So pretty much all this is in next year's draft, Hawthorn move back a bit, but they do gain Max Lynch for the future, but the Pies do move up a little bit in the draft and lose Max Lynch, which is probably fair because, Max Lynch, he's shown a little bit of AFL level. We all know that, I think it was the Anzac Day match this year against Brodie Grundy or something like that. I can't remember, like when he versed Brodie Grundy and Gawn and all that stuff, he actually had one of his best performances of his AFL career. He did debut last year in 2020, played some alright football, but this year, when against, the better ruckman in the competition, he really showed out and had a really good performance in both of them games. Played first in the best ruckman in the comp, and he still has a great performance. He shows, what he can do every week when he versus, different types of ruckmen and stuff like that. He's a pretty, what I'd say, pretty like a good around the ground ruckman. He takes a few contested marks around the ground. He still needs to obviously improve in his hit-outs because, he's only, a young ruckman. All young ruckmans always need to build into their hit-outs. So I see him probably playing as almost like a key forward next year, or, a second, third tall, because obviously they have, Mitch Lewis and Kaczynski. So I expect him to probably join in their forward line next year and then let, Big Boy MCEVOY have probably his last or second last season of his career full-time in the ruck. But if they don't choose to go that direction, they actually do want to use Max Lynch as their full-time 100% ruckman, then that's when they can send Ben McEvoy to full back like they did a couple seasons ago when Jonathan Segler was actually the number one ruckman. So, they have options here what they want to do to him, but he still does need to develop. He's not probably ready to be that number one ruckman quite yet. But, I think he chose Hawthorn over every other club because he knows that, in 2 years or maybe even a year, he can be that number one ruckman for the, Hawthorn. They don't really have another option now that they've lost, Jonathan Segler. They're about to lose Ben McEvoy to retirement. And the other ruckman I have on their list is Ned Reeves. He's still very, very raw. He's probably only going to be used as like a key forward. I could see him, coming through when Max Lynch finally gets that full-time ruck position to be like, the dynamic duo, the two young ruckmen with Ned Reeves, who's like, I think he's like, 6'10" or something. Like he's tall as. I saw him have a really great game against Sydney during the season with Ned Reeves. So, Max Lynch, I do expect to get the first gig as someone ruckman. I can't wait to see how this man goes. Seeing, the glimpse against Gawn and Grundy this season, seeing this bloke every week. He's a cult figure also, or at least he was a cult figure at the Pies. So can't wait to see this bloke in action. So drop in the comments what you guys think of this trade, and thanks for watching.